What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this, I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner. So the market dumped quite a bit. We saw SPY test around 667.5, but now it's bouncing. If we could hold 668.93, we could attempt to get back to about 670. I think there's an attempt right here by SPY to bounce, so we might try to go a little bit higher. And we're going to see what kind of reaction we get. Unfortunately, consumer expectations are once again shifting. We're expecting inflation to be a little bit higher than previously expected, now at 3.4% a year out instead of 3.2%. This could make things a little bit more complicated for the Fed, and that's what we're hearing from different Fed speakers. Besides that, Tesla also announced, their new model, but unfortunately, this wasn't really enough to get the share price to move. The share price dumped anyways. They're basically announcing a new standard Model 3 and Model Y. They have 321 miles of range. They are more affordable, ranging from around 36,000 to about $40,000 in price, from what I'm seeing. So this is what the Model Y standard looks like, the new one that they're going to be launching. It's supposed to be more affordable, and this is what the Model 3 standard looks like. So this is what's going to be looking like. That is some big news, but I'll talk more about that later on. Anyways, I want to be quick about the markets. So if SPY loses 668.92, we could be dipping back down towards the low of the day or below. If we hold this going into close, we could try to bounce for 670. There could be some small bounce attempt if we end up getting bought up above 668.92. On the QQQ, if we end up losing 603.5, we're looking for a bigger dump. But if we end up holding above 605, we're looking for an attempt for 607. This might try to push back up to 606, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get. But for now, there is some upside potential to bounce if we can reclaim 605. The IWM, if we lose 243, we're going to be dumping a lot more. We're going to try to get back above 244.75, though. I do think we're going to be retesting this, and we'll see what happens after that. So there is some upside potential. On ES, if we lose 67.48, we're looking for a bigger dump. We also have resistance around 67.71, so I do think we could be bouncing towards that, and we'll see what happens from there. NQ, if we end up losing 24,979, we're looking for a dump. If we break 25,098, we're looking for a bounce. I think this might rebound a bit, then we'll see what happens after that. Bitcoin has support at 120,524, and we have resistance at 123,083. Might be bouncing for 122,000. We'll see what happens after that. On Tesla, because of the fact that Tesla has a tendency of following the structure of buy the rumors, sell the news, it's dumping right now. So just like when deliveries came out, Tesla pumped and then just dumped. Today, we basically saw Tesla pushing yesterday, approaching this news about the Model Y and Model 3s that were coming out. As soon as they come out, the share price just dumps, and we're looking for 430 on Tesla to fill that gap, or even below that if that fails. Nvidia pumped and dumped. We need to get back above 186 to bounce. If not, we could be tipping back down to 184. So we'll see how it goes, at least for Nvda. For Appl, we're kind of consolidating. We need to get back above 257.5 to bounce more. If we lose 255, we'll turn back down lower. We're trying to bounce for 257, so there's some potential to go higher. For AMD, this is also kind of like trading flat right now. It does have an attempt to get back up towards the highs, especially around the 250s. I'm sorry, not the 250s, the 220s. So it could try to get back up there. But for now, we're basically just consolidating. We're not really doing a whole lot. So just keep that in mind. We're just kind of stuck in the middle for the time being. For other tickers, we also happen to have, Palantir. So when you look at Palantir, we're also in a very similar boat. This is basically just kind of stuck right now. It's looking for an attempt for 184 if this continues to push. It is consolidating, but there's upside potential. Coinbase is looking for essentially 383 as our resistance if it pushes more. Amazon, as long as we don't lose 221, we're going to be favoring 222.75. Meta has potential to go back up to 718 as long as we don't lose 706. Google has support at 246 if that fails us. We're looking for a dump to 244, and we'll see if we bounce. And Microsoft, if we end up losing 520, we're going to be looking for a bounce for 525, so we'll just have to see how it goes. The VIX kind of pushed right here. As you guys could tell, the VIX likes to reject near 17.51, 2, and 3 times. Can we hold above 17.5 and push more, or do we kind of like reject and turn back down? As of right now, we touched 17.5 and we're failing to really break it. So we could turn back down lower if we can't hold above that. So you want to keep that in mind, especially as time goes on. So that being said, guys, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your guys' days. SPY is trying to bounce here. Hopefully, we do try to bounce a little bit, but then if we can't take out the highs, we could kind of bounce a bit and kind of turn. So keep that in mind and be very, very cautious. Thank you all so much for listening, and peace out.